I've got my mate along, Ranger Nick, for a bit of a cook-off. We thought last night over a beer, we'd show you how versatile the Ecopot is. Now, hands up those of you who've heard of an Ecopot. Hands up those of you who know what an Ecopot is, and what it does. Excellent, okay. For those of you who don't know what it is, you've got to find out. A little while ago, I was contacted by the manager of this company, the owner of the company. He said, would you promote a product I've got called the Ecopot? And I said, well, first of all, what is it? He said, I'll send you one down to Melbourne where you live, and you have a bit of a play with it. So we set this beautiful piece of equipment down. I had one look at it. It took me about 3 hours, and I made my mind up. As far as I'm concerned, it was the best cooking appliance I've ever seen. Simply because, folks, every time I use this product, I save money. Now I ask women and I ask men, what do you want to save more of, time or money? All the men say money, all the women say I want to save more time. Well, with this product you do both. You save time and money. It's as simple as that, because you're only required to cook for a small amount of time before it goes into the pot and does the rest of the cooking. So basically, when you buy this product, you get two cooking pots. You get a 3-litre pot and you get a 7-litre pot. Now these pots are very high quality pots. You might notice, I like to come around there, you might notice on the base of these pots, you see these 3 rings here? See those 3 rings there, my darling? Good? All right? That's what they're for design. That's there for synthetic reason. That's one layer of stainless steel, one layer of copper, followed by a further layer of stainless steel. Okay, now, just do that. Not too hard, you'll break your knuckles. That's solid. 7-litre pot, 3-litre pot, okay? That's when the heat is retained in there. Now, because of this design, you can cook on any surface. You can cook on gas, electricity, induction like we've got here, or even open campfire. Which brings me to the point. A lot of people think that the Ecopot is designed only for camp cooking or you know, caravanning and camping. That's why I brought my mate Ranger Nick along today to show you the difference between bush cooking and what I call home cooking. A bit more finesse. Now, I love what Ranger Nick does. He's a bit rough and ready. He says to me, mate, you're in the bush. I'll make a stew, a bush stew. Well, I'm going to make a casserole. My way. We thought we'd have a bit of fun. Because I'm a Mexican, but I live south of the border, and he's a Queenslander. We're going to do a bit of state against state, mate against mate, right? Friendly rivalry. Friendly rivalry. We want you to tell us which you think is the best, in his case, stew, or in my case, casserole. You got the idea? All right. Now, we'll start prepping. So how are you going to make your stew, mate?
Mate, I'm just going to hack up whatever veggies we got here.
You're going to shoot it and eat it.
You've got a bit of meat here somewhere.
I have, yeah, down here.
There we go, laughing. What about a fava, mate? You got any onions?
Yep, we've got onions. We've got onions. I've got onions, celery, yeah, I've got onions, celery, carrot, bit of garlic, bit of tomato paste. Are you using any of those things?
Mate, I haven't got an onion yet, but I'd like to put an onion, bit of potato, right?
Yep.
Onion, potato, carrot. We got that, eh? We ate a carrot.
There you go.
Carrots are done?
You got the carrot?
Right, that's sweet potato. What he calls himself, chef.
I thought you wanted sweet potato.
I'm only a dumb country boy. I know that's not a potato.
It's a family of potato.
Mate, that's just getting better and better, isn't it?
So what are you going to put in your stew?
Mate, I'm just going to put whatever veggies I've got here. So I've got sweet potato, beans, pumpkin. Plenty of pumpkin, guys. Lots of pumpkin in your casserole and stew. The pumpkin gets nice and soft, breaks down, and you get a nice sweet gravy out.
Have you got a secret ingredient?
Have I got a secret? Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret.
It's true. Right again. Now, see, this is a friendly rivalry. We want you to tell us what you think is the best, in my case, casserole, in his case, stew. But getting back to the Ecopot, folks, this is a product, every time that you use a product, you're going to save money because you're only required to cook for a small amount of time. Now, I would cook my casserole for about 20 minutes on my heat surface. At home I've got gas, here I'm using induction. After 20 minutes, with the lid on of course, I then transfer my hot food, not cooked, hot food, into my Ecopot, close the lid, my job is done. Another great selling point of the product is it's totally transportable, which means anywhere you go, equally, you take it into the bush, or you leave it safely on your bench at home. You know, a lot of people say, is it like a crock pot? Is it like a slow cooker? It has elements of a slow cooker and a crock pot, but the other thing is you can't take a crock pot with you, can you? And when you're using a crock pot, or a slow cooker, you're paying for 8, 9 hours of gas or electricity, aren't you? Whereas in this case, you're only paying for a small amount of power to get the same result. There's a difference, all right? Also, on our product, if I can you get that very please, mate? On our product, you'll notice there's a little gizmo face here. Now we guarantee our food will stay hot for 8 hours. You know about bacteria, don't you, in the bush?
Absolutely. I do know about bacteria in the bush. So 2 to 60 degrees.
That's right. Yeah. Below 2 and above 60, bacteria can't exist. So we guarantee your food will stay above 60 for 8 hours. But if you're out in the bush and you think, so I don't really feel like the dinner now, I might want to have dinner in, say, 8 or 9 or 10 hours, this comes into play. You have a drink, this comes into play. Can you hold that please, buddy? Sticking that into the car cigarette lighter. That's how long it is. That goes in there. You can boost it. 12 volts, 3 amps, it's all applause. You look like Skippy then.
You'll be one to know.
That's right. So the thing is, this comes, you may never use this, but it's there for you in case you need to decide to want to use it. Can I ask you a favour? You want to show the people how durable this product is.
Right,
show us how durable.
This is one we put some cakes in too, isn't it?
You're up there.
I'll tell you what, so Ken's given me the plug about being bushy and all the rest. All these gunner products that you see, and a lot of people try and sell them to you with these types of things, all your little racks and all that stuff. I call them gunner accessories because I'm going to take them, but I end up leaving them in the cupboard, and if I do take them, they're only clutter. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. Righto, in here, rather than have all these accessories, I use the old lean tins, yeah? Look at that. That's a bread and butter pudding in there, look. And guess what? I won't be washing that up. Huh? Chuck it away. All right. Okay, so another one in here too. It looks all right too. Okay, bit of a treat there too, guys. Look. Yeah? How do you like that? All right. So that's what I do with them. So they're all those gunner accessories. Now, these were cooked. See how that's steaming? There's nice, plenty of heat. They were cooked in here. Yeah? Just put your hand inside there. Yeah? Now if that was vacuumed, that'd now be a flower pot. Feel the heat in that. Yeah? So even though that's copped the hide, and you should see the one I take out chasing pigs, it rolls around the back of the ute, it's got the junk bashed out of it, that one. But, as I say, doesn't matter how much you damage that, it's still going to work 100% effective. Yeah?
Yeah. So, what I would do, I'll get my
Are you going to eat
pot.
that?
No, I'm going to get my pot, my 7 litre pot, put it on the power there like that. You get that going for me, mate? Put the boil in there. Put the boil in there. A little bit. I've got onions, celery, carrots, potatoes, for the garlic. So what I do is I sweat my vegetables down. My aromatics, put in my herbs, brown my meat off. Now sometimes I throw my meat into some flour. This you don't need to. I find a lovely tomato juice, tomato paste, red wine, perfect. Right. Now of course, being on television, as I am a lot, we do what we call one we prepared earlier, so you can have a taste test. Alright? Now, Ranger Nick made one earlier, and I made one earlier. So, what we're going to do...
Can I just say, Ken, I'm in a real hurry to go fishing here, mate. I don't want to be wasting a lot of time searing and browning. So Ken's taken the time to caramelise onions and brown the meat, hasn't he, Ken?
Right, this is
Guess
true.
what? I don't have to do that. I'm going to go fishing. Look.
Straight in.
Straight in there.
Whack it in. Oh, whack it in, okay.
Whack it in. Put a little bit of water with it.
Got my tomatoes, my red wine. You cook with wine?
Mate, only way to eat grapes.
What about your condiments? You put any pepper and salt in or?
Me? No, not generally, but certainly add it if you want to spruce it up.
There you go.
And if you are cooking something like I'm about to do, and there's something you do like in there, don't hesitate at all to chuck it in.
Yeah.
You're the one who's got to eat it. Yeah? My old man taught me how to cook a stew. He said, this is what you do, boy. He said, you go through the cupboard, And he did actually say to me one day, my dad, he said, I taught you everything I know, boy. He said, and you still know nothing. Now, he said, go through the cupboard. He said, anything you like the taste of, any foods, any veggies, anything you like, chuck it in there. He said, it's going to taste good. So that's how I make a stew. All right? With this one, all I need to do, like magic, how's that? I won't be washing that one up,
There you go. Now, what we've got the ones we made earlier, all right? Because as I said earlier, to cook a casserole or a stew in Nick's case, you start the simmering process for about 20 minutes, then you transfer it to the Ecopot and it finishes the cooking process. In about 3 hours it's ready. But keep remembering, you've only paid for 20 minutes of electricity or gas or your time. The majority of the cooking time takes place in the pot. Now, a lot of people say, can you do two things at once because you get two pots? I say, yeah, but you get a 7 litre pot and a 3 litre pot. I want to show you how clever I've been. If I told you that I had a bread and butter pudding and a Tuscan casserole cooking in the same pot at the same time, would you believe me? Well, I have. There it is there. There's my bread and butter pudding. Do I ask you a favour? Can you show another one, friends? The bread and butter pudding and the Tuscan casserole, they're cooking in the same pot at the same time.
Great question. Did you hear that? Did you hear that question? What a great question.
Crossover, well, okay. Because it's designed with a lip like so, so if it sits neatly on top. Do you want to back it there? See how it sits neatly in there and there's no crossover in flavours. If you look over here, the product comes with what's called a clever seal, okay? Because all cooking pots expand and contract with temperature changes. So what we've done, in the lid of the pot, as you can see there, in the lid of the pot, you've got what's called a clever seal. See that little silicone there? The lid sucks onto that, and when it gets pushed down, it's like pressure, like a chip's thumb, it goes like that. So there's no transfer of flavours. Now, can I ask, we need some volunteers to help us out with the test. This is a very good question about crossover of flavours. I want a little experiment to show you that there's no crossover of flavours.
So has anyone ever done a sniff test?
Yeah. You had all sniff tests.
This bloke over here,
got a good nose?
Look at the honker on this fella, mate. And it's got a filter on it too. That'll be a good one, mate. Can I invite you
and that lady who asked the question, can you come up please, my darling?
Yes, certainly. Come up here. You asked the question, you're right in the thick of it, darling. Anyone else? You going to come up, mate? Where are we, Pete? Just take it.
Over here, darling.
That one there?
Yep.
Yes, thanks, mate. I hope I didn't pick on you too much, I'm going to say in a minute, we're going to prove this, do a sniff test.
There's no crossover of flavours.
And what's going to happen? You want to join it? Have some fun. Get up, old brother. One more. This fine lady. Come on. Oh, all right, no worries. Sweetheart, would you like to come up? One more.
Come on, darling.
Come on, that's a pretty good beat. She's not even listening to me. Look. This lady. Don't look at me. Hey, look, there's eye contact. You're up, girl. Come on. Right, that's a lovely little beat too, darling. There's one thing I can do is pick noses. All right. Now, guys, in this one, what I've got is a fruit salad in the top. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is have a good smell of that fruit salad. Okay? If you can smell anything other than fruit salad, I'd like to know what you can smell. Yeah? Simple? Simple. So what was your name, brother? Trevor. Pleased to meet you, Trevor. Alright, so what we're going to do is get that lid out of there, and if I can ask you to put that snout of yours in the fruit salad, right. Nothing else, Trevor? Good man, thank you very much for your time. You got one of these? You've got one now. You've never had so much fun in the kitchen, mate. Thanks very much for your time. And what was yours? Patty! Righto, Pat. You don't crack a patty, do you? What was that?
What can you smell, Patty?
Do you see that technique?
She's got a good nose.
What a great technique.
Good nose.
Oh, she's going again. Yeah. What can you smell? Yeah, Patty. Not me you can smell, is it?
Peach.
Nothing. You can't smell anything. I like you. You can't even smell the fruit. Yeah.
There you go.
Patty, thanks very much for your time, darling.
What was
your name, brother? Alan. Righto, Alan. Let's get smelling. Get smelling, Alan.
Fruit. All right,
fruit.
Alan can smell
Great
fruit.
stuff, Alan. Thank you very much for your
Lucky
time.
ones.
And the lovely lady with the wonderful snout. Come up here, darling. There's a bloke in here one day. I reckon he could pick peanuts up with his nose. Right, whack your pick in there, darling. Oh, that's a good whiff. You got into that. Just fruit salad, nothing else.
Fruit
Are you
salad.
sure? Great stuff. Thanks very much for your time, darling. Okay, the fruit salad, which of course everyone could smell in the top pot, and, oh gee, they're getting rough too, Pete.
What you couldn't smell.
What you couldn't smell is now 3-day-old prawn. Smell it now.
Tell him what I just
There you
Do you
go.
like, Mum? Put your hand on there,
No,
guys.
I just meant when I came back and said
You didn't see it.
Whoa, put it back.
fishy smell.
Did you? You thought you
That's what I
smelled
thought.
fish?
Thanks, Ranger Nick.
All right, very good. So it keeps things cold
So
too, guys.
obviously, folks, it's designed to prove to you there's no crossover with flavours at all. That's what we call the sniff test. Well done, Ranger Nick. Your eyes are burning.
Oh, it's rough, eh?
Okay. So, like I said earlier, we both he made a bush stew, and I made a casserole. So we're going to see who likes the stew. You pick which one you like the best. All right? Mine's here. Under the bread and butter pudding. Yep.
Half the audience one, half the audience the other, but I'm going to pick out
All right.
a panel.
Okay.
Who's going to try both?
All right.
This lady's going to try.
Okay.
She's on the panel. That lady's going to try both. And that lady's going to try both. And that lady's going to try both.
All the girls.
And two of them are going to try.
Look like you need a big
raw
girl.
spoons. Two are going to try ranges, and then we're going to swap them around. And the rest of everyone
Okay. You're going to get fed, trust me. We need a panel of experts to tell us which one they think is the superior. The stew or the casserole. All right. Matt, can you come in, please? Yeah. Could we? I'd like to give my microphone. Folks, this is Peter, who owns the company. I'd like him to show you how this amazing product called the Ecopot works. So we showed you the Ecopot. It's the Ecopot, the induction cooker, the Ecopot.
Thanks, Ken. Sorry if the presentation's been a bit rough so far because we've never done this before with the boys. So we're going to give you some bush tucker from Ranger Nick and some a la carte casserole from Penny James. And the reason we're here today, basically, how many of you caravan and camp? Any of you? No? You're looking into doing it? Okay. For those of you that do caravan and camp, how many of you go in parks mainly? And how many off-road? And how many a bit of both? Okay, so if you go off-road in parks or a bit of both, this product's going to replace gas, plus it's going to replace portable barbecues. Now, do you know which one's which? Hang on, before we start.
I said to the young lady, that one's mine.
Oh no, use A and B.
That's mine.
Let's be fair. A and B. Don't say that's mine and that's his. We don't want to influence the judges.
I want to give you the best one first. That's the really good one first.
Okay. Now for the rest of you, we're just going to hand it all around and there's enough to go around of both. So you two can be the judges. But we've got our panel of 4 here. We brought in from SBS. You've probably seen them before. Have you recognised any of the judges' faces? The Iron Chef, you've never seen them on the Iron Chef as the panel?
Who's the other lady?
The other lady was, this lady here.
This lady here?
Yes, she's
That's
the other
really
judge.
good.
And this is the 4th judge here, this lady here.
Really good one.
If we could give, and that's the last judge, is this lady here.
In the red top? Okay.
She's the other judge.
Easy.
Okay.
Now, we're keeping our spoons today, Pete.
Keep the spoons because we've got a dessert. Ranger Nick, being a bush boy, he normally makes up what he calls a treacle bun pudding. So we've got some good and bad news. The good news is you don't have to taste it today. The bad news is that we haven't made one. What we've done today is that we're doing the sweet. We're doing a bread and butter pudding with a splash of berries
Yes,
Any vanilla in it?
vanilla, passion fruit,
Okay.
nice berries.
Okay. So, how are we going, girls? Which ones? Now, being honest, this is being fair income now. From judge number 1. Turn around, boys. Turn around.
I feel like I'm back at school again. Spent most of your time on the outside looking in, do I? I'm Peter. Did you, lady?
Okay, we've got a clear result.
Clear result.
3 to 1.
Really?
Go Queensland!
Oh, well done.
How's them apples?
Well done, buddy. Well done.
Good. Nice to know when someone can taste a good feed.
Yes. Actually, the last comment we ever got about Range and Nick's cooking at the last show was one lady got up and said, I've tasted better hospital food.
Not better hospital food.
Anyway, thanks for doing that. Now we're still going to hand out, keep your spoons because the desserts are coming and everyone's going to try a bit of both. Thanks, Nick.
No worries.
Okay, Nick's got to go. He's got a camping show to do.
12 o'clock, roast silver slide and veggies.
Go down and see Nick at 12
I
o'clock.
better give you
I'll bring down your award later.
thank you, Pete.
Okay? The trophy. Okay, why don't I give you back your... See you, champ. You'll have to defend it next show. All right.